Hello everyone. It's the 31st day of August 2013, Labor Day weekend. Whoop-de-doo. I wanted to just point out that Barack Obama, the psychopath-in-chief, has stated yesterday that he's willing to unilaterally strike Israel. He hasn't made his decision yet, but he has his military on standby, and that, you know, he may be willing to go against the UN. David Cameron had backed down his support of a strike in Syria because the British Parliament said no. I mean, our bought and paid for Congress are sitting on their thumbs or somewhere champagning, brunching somewhere today, golfing, and are not concerned about you know, the fact that they've lost all credibility. I mean, that was you know, prior to what happened in Libya, you know, since they did not impeach Obama right then and there. You know, Obama's seeing what he can get away with, and he's getting away with, you know, democide, genocide. And what, you know, if he's not the Antichrist, he's one of the top minions, and that the globalists are, you know, they're marching, they're seeing just how far they can push humanity. And I think they know, you know, well, Zbigniew Brzezinski has made it perfectly clear that it's the alternative media that are making it very difficult for them to force their will on the rest of humanity. And just as a reminder as to who the real players are, we've talked about the Bilderberg Group in a past video. You know, they meet once a year, and is in Watford, England, the last go-round of these people. And they're from the Council on Foreign Relations, the Trilateral Commission. They're the top media heads, you know, Disney, the Turner Broadcasting Network, all of those conglomerates. And then heads of state, heads of, you know, the princes and queens of countries around the world. You know, they in their meetings, they decide what's going to happen to people abroad, because they just see us as, like I said, ants. You know, the Syrian people right now are the ants that are really being crushed. We're talking about men, women, and children, beautiful, innocent children, being trampled like they're nothing. And the American people, I mean, I care very deeply, and I know a lot of people who do. Those are the people I generally talk to and hang with, and we talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. But we're on, you know, getting back to sicko Obama. I mean, he's ready to unilaterally bomb Syria. He's talking about, you know, maybe a surgical strike, a little one, you know, just a little one, you know, to save face. Because, you know, the British Parliament, the UN, and everybody else says, no, don't do this. It's too dangerous. You can't start World War III. And he seems, you know, just unpersuaded. I mean, he's the Messiah. He knows what's best for everyone. Do you realize the extent of the hubris? Do you realize the extent of the ego that this man has? He's not significant really in our lives. But the problem is, he thinks he has the authority. He should be impeached. The guy should have been impeached a while back. He should be in a rubber room, straitjacketed, and sitting there for eternity with the 800-pound gorilla. That's just an opinion. But He's the one right now, because, you know, people are either asleep, apathetic, they know what's happening, feel powerless, or they're in the game. I mean, they're in it for the money, because they're just as, you know, corrupt and callous and psychopathic, and or they're just stupid. Let's not forget the stupid, please. But you know, he could change the face of, you know, all the pretty green and blue that we know right now. It could become a fiery orange and red, and then this would be like, you know, black. But you know, this is what we have as our leadership. You know, what do we deserve? I mean, this man could be removed pretty easily. There's been articles out, and, you know, I've read them myself. I wish I could remember the author of the last 2 articles I read about, you know, his impeachable offenses, and just the lies he has told. I mean, they chronologically list them, and he's still in office. And I think the globalists, because of what Zbigniew Brzezinski has pointed out, is this political awakening, this how so many people are alert and are educated enough to see the chess game that he's you know, understanding, and he's talking to his cronies about how difficult it is for them to implement their program, their agenda. That's the correct word, the agenda. Because they want to take us into a feudal system where it's, you know, the top 1% or whatever, and they're probably going to kill off the people that have served them, and then they'll just, you know, they'll kill off billions of us, and then they'll have a little slave class, and when they're tired with them, they'll have robots serving them. I mean, it's just kind of a sick reality. The people don't understand, because it's so beyond the pale, and it's so unbelievable that it could be reality. But that's what they're trying to implement. These are the level of sick, the mental illness that is these people. And all I want to do is get rid of him. Give them a trial, put them in prison. Some of them, other things that can be done, but I've seen what's happened to our country, and it's absolutely outrageous, because it's all being systematically done. So we can change the trajectory. There's so many, you know, numbed up, stupid people out there. I don't know how long it would take to change their minds, if that can even happen. But I think a small band of individuals with enough knowledge and willingness and love of humanity can really put forth the changes that are needed to, you know, give a foundation again. Right now there's no foundation. You know, Barack Obama has decimated, along with his administration, along with the globalists that are running him. They're ready to blow up the planet at will. Because a lot of them, the real sick ones, that are child murderers, that rape children, that have no compunction about the millions that have already died in the Middle East, they'll blow up the planet, and they'll be perfectly happy with that. As sick as that sounds, because it really is the sickest thing that I've heard, but it's real. I mean, Barack Obama has essentially said he will act to on his own if necessary. So, I mean, what do you do with that? But if something healthy happens, it's going to be in the way of impeachment of this son of a bitch. It's going, he'll be removed, and more level heads will figure out a new mode of governing and learning, and we'll start moving into the future. I think there still can be a revitalization of the United States, but it's going to be a process, the same as it was a process to degrade us. We're such a demoralized people. We have really been just stomped on, and we're so decadent. And these things really need to be changed for there to be any enlightenment, because right now we're like pigs ready for the slaughter, and it's alarming to me. It's but people need to look to the source of what's causing all the problems, and that is the globalists. The Council on Foreign Relations, the Trilateral Commission, the Bilderberg Group, the UN. The UN was funded and is the the major governing point of the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds. Who is the head of the UN now? One Hung Lo, Long Duck Dong, whatever, that Chinese guy that was one of the ones that said we need to use constraint at this moment because Obama is ready to throw missiles into Syria. The love bombs. I do love that. I gotta admit, love bombs in order to save humanity there. I mean, and Russia and China have already said, particularly Russia, don't do it because we will retaliate. I mean, hopefully cooler heads are going to prevail. Personally, I don't want to live in, as a business owner and as a human being. I want to be able to think futuristically. I'm finding it very difficult. And I want to help humanity move to the next level. But these people are just the ones that are the richest and the ones that have, that are manipulating our military and call it the son of a bitch in the White House saying that it's his. He's so delusional. This is why humanity is in the crisis that it's in. I have a real problem with Barack Obama. I have a real problem with the administration, with our Congress, because this is ungodly what's happening. This is not America. This is not America. This is insanity on wheels. This is Satan incarnate. This is Satan incarnate. And I hope enough of you recognize this. Whether it's the book of Revelations being played out and it was never really intended to happen, or if this is what was intended all along. I don't know. I mean, I believe in Jesus Christ. He's my Lord and Savior. But it's like, this is to be living in this age. I can't say it's a privilege, but I really I can't believe that I have this fortune in being able to witness this. And maybe it is a very narrow gate that will be passed through those that really care about what's happening to humanity. and who really understand that this is all against God, because it's evil. That's all it is. And people need to really get a grasp of just how far down the road we are and how things can change so quickly. Anyway, that's all I have to say.